How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Fourever Arsenal podcast. It's episode 19 of the season, so make sure you hit the like button. Make sure we get to 1,000 likes real nice and early. Scroll down, see how many likes we're on already. Hit the like button, help us get there, people. Also, make sure you're subscribed and put the notification bell on. We're here to talk about another win, 5-0 against Sheffield United at the Emirates, and I'm joined by the regular panel, Jordan, James, and the mesmeric Lee judges back in the building. What are you saying? Everyone good?
Mesmerising. What are you taking a mickey or what, like, you know?
You're actually using that word right for once.
Yes, thank you very much. Just before we start, just want to big up the Mauritius boys. I met them on the train coming home from the game. They absolutely love this podcast, and they also think Jordan's all right as well, like, you know. So that's so it gets a big thumbs up from me, like, you know. So and I was over here for about 5 days, all the way over from Mauritius. Unbelievable, wasn't it, really? But
from where?
Mauritius.
Okay.
So you know, and supporting the Arsenal. Something to do with the French connection of Mauritius. I didn't know that, like, you know. So and that's why they're big Arsenal fans. Yeah, strong. And come over and watch the Arsenal. It's incredible, isn't it? Where how many different countries come over and watch the Arsenal. It's very humbling.
Since when did we do shout outs at the start of the show and not in the comment section?
Well, I just thought, like, you know, it was very nice of them to. They actually come running up, like, you know. I thought I was a Beatle for a minute, like, you know what I mean? Like, coming up, going, oh, they love the show. And it was
where's your neck and shoulders, Jordan? That we're missing half.
You know what? You're right. My camera angle actually is a bit different today. I don't like it.
He's in Wolverhampton, is he? And he's had to pay for his internet and everything.
I do. Let me fix it while you guys.
Wolverhampton cancelled. That was last time, wasn't it?
Getting back to that train station, man. You don't even need to turn your camera off while you do it, man. Just pull it down a little bit and you're good. But
so for this, he turns his camera off. But when we're trying to end the stream, and he's happy just to pick up his camera and just start making his way off to the kitchen.
Well, just to let everybody know, like the other day, he was having a toilet while he was doing it. It was incredible. Like, you know what I mean?
Listen, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Out, didn't he? Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. Hey,
it wasn't.
You gotta go.
You know, he wasn't breaking down the game and decided to go for a piss. Like, let's give him credit.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I had to go. When you gotta go, you gotta go, man. Come on, give me a break.
Please hold it for the next hour or so whilst we do the pod, and then
that would be very nice if you could, Jordan. Thank you.
I'll do my best.
Let's move. 5-0 Sheffield United. I think first and foremost, Eddie Nketiah is the main topic from that result. A hat trick, and a beautiful hat trick it was. Very different goals, but all nice goals in themselves. The first one, a beautiful touch finish. Second one, instinctive poacher type of goal, and the third one, a banger. Instinctive as well, but a banger outside of the box. Where do we start? Lee, you was at the game. Haven't spoken to you yet. Talk to me, man. How was it? Was it buzzing in the Emirates? Was everyone looking forward to the fixture?
I'm going to be really honest. It weren't the best atmosphere for a long while. I think I don't really know why. And just talking to a few people after the game is because it was pretty comfortable. You know, it was a relaxing performance. So even when it was 0-0, you knew that Arsenal were going to score. You looked like they was going to score. Once they did, it was a very, very comfortable afternoon. It was never stress-free, wasn't it? Like, you know, I felt that the crowd didn't. I don't think like all the VAR decisions helped, like straight after the goals and all that. I don't know, but it didn't seem to be as the atmosphere as good as what it was. I can only talk from myself. I have to admit, going to the game, I had the ump because I'd seen that Chelsea performance. And I realised how bad they were and what's, you know, missed opportunity that was from us, really, to win there. But once the game got started, you know, some fantastic goals in there. And all I said before the game was I wanted a certain couple of people to step up. You know, don't care who it was. And he stepped up. I know people are going to turn around and say it's only Sheffield United. I get that. But if he hadn't scored, boys, everybody would be going, you know, and on here as well. Oh, he ain't scored against Sheffield. You know, if you can't score against Sheffield United, you can't do it. If he gets one goal, people will be turning around and go, well, that's what's expected against, you know, like bottom of the league. But he banged in three all different goals. And the first goal, you know, even though we was not struggling, but you know, that was the most important one for me because we had to play a fantastic first touch.
Yeah, we wasn't creating an abundance of chances before that, and even the cross was slightly behind him.
Yeah. I you know, if Declan Rice meant to put it through his legs and find it, we got a bargain at 105 million. I think we should put another 10 million onto that if he could do that, because I was a little bit fortunate from that point of view. But the touch to do that, to turn Trusty like that, you know, if you have a look at it, it's the touch. If you have a look at Trusty, he knows he's done. The touch does him, and you know, then he's got to finish it, which he did. And I felt that, yeah, I'm very, very pleased, really, because he does get a lot of criticism and a bit unfair, if I'll be honest, but understandably, because you're the striker at Arsenal, you're going to come under the pump. That's how it is. But all in all, listen, I think goal difference is good. If we ain't got 5 goals yesterday, we won't be above Man City tonight. I know it sounds silly, but that's how important that 5th goal was yesterday. Like, you know, so goal difference is important yesterday. It puts us in a little bit more of a healthier position if we can make up some points over the next couple of games. So yeah, all in all, look, job done. Happy.
Job done. Happy. Jordan. Someone else I haven't spoken to since the game. Eddie Nketiah. I mean, like Lee said, there was a few players I guess we looked at that starting lineup, and we're going to talk about squad rotation later. I just think Eddie deserves the first topic of conversation. We looked at that lineup, and I think I speak for everyone that thought I want to see a few of these names, you know, not make a name for themselves, but make a name for themselves in terms of this next starting lineup or potential future options for Mikel Arteta. And Nketiah was one of them, especially with Jesus out, and he bagged the hat-trick.
He did. I think this is one of the few games this season, Turkish, where I'll get to Jesus in a second, I promise. But it's one of the few games, I think, this season where there's not actually any real analysis to kind of have on the actual game itself. I think going into the game, what do you want? 3 points, a good win. We got that. We got more than that. We got a big win and 3 points. We got more than that. We got a clean sheet, a big win, and a good performance. We also got some rotation, no injuries. So when you really deep it was the kind of dream outcome. Big win, clean sheet, 3 points. Players got rested. Some players got some good minutes. I watched the game back last night in full when there was nothing really to analyze of the game. James might have some thoughts on the game itself, but I don't really have any. Yeah, I don't think we need to spend time on the game itself, but I think the 2 talking points for me are Jesus and Emil Smith-Rowe, which we might or might not get to later on. On Nketiah, he did what he's meant to do. You know, I'm not going to overpraise him too much for getting the hat-trick, because I think it's still a hat-trick and has to be respected and acknowledged. But also, I know it's not really cool to say this, but it is Sheffield United, and I think that I'm expecting a top-level Premier League striker to get a couple of goals against they're really poor. They are really, really poor. But he handled his business. 3 different types of goals, no complaints. That first goal for me, I'm going to say it. That's a Bergkamp finish. Nice touch, cushion, slot in the corner. That goal reminded me of a Bergkamp type goal. Serious. I don't know, people kind of.
Oh, you say some crazy thing.
No, but the goal was that goal.
No, I know what you're saying, but
They're all saying it's Bergkamp now, isn't it? But
exactly,
I know
and that was Turkish's first thought. I'm trying to compare him to Bergkamp. No. Let's be very clear.
Just said it's a nice touch and finish. You're the one that said Bergkamp's name.
Because I think it's fair to kind of put it in that mold. I think that is sort of goal that we saw Bergkamp score. Nice kind of body movement, cushion touch, slot in the corner. That's the kind of goal anyway. So I think that first goal was really good. Second goal was just a kind of poacher's finish. You lot are skinning teeth, but it's fine. I'll carry on.
In Jordan's defence, right? Curtis on his stream when we went 1-0 up, Curtis shouted, "He said he turns into R9 against these teams."
Curtis is shameless when he's doing them watch-alongs. He doesn't.
He is. But I'm not just comparing him to I'm not comparing him to another top striker. I'm comparing to a specific striker who scored that type of goal. Do you know what I mean? And then the third goal is just like a guy with confidence. He just also
the third one.
Shut up, you.
No, I said it. I said on the watch-along that was an Adebayor goal. Adebayor,
yeah,
back to goal.
turned, bang.
Yeah, I remember that
true.
Spurs. You
It's
remember that
true.
goal at
It was
Spurs?
Spurs,
One
yeah.
at Spurs, but there were a few.
And one
I
at West
remember
Ham as well.
a Cheston volley against Newcastle, I think. He had that finish, back to goal, turn, slap it, because it wasn't like a finessed finish. It wasn't even like a drilled shot. It was a proper slap. That ball was moving into the corner. I want to come in on that, so I'll give you Adebayo. Yeah.
It's a great goal. I just think that he should be. It's an Arsenal hat trick. He's a homegrown boy that we brought through. He's got a hat trick for Arsenal. That's to be respected. Now the conversation will move on to, all right, can he do that in bigger, more important games? Maybe not. But I just think for now, I'm liking how he's coming along. I like how he always tries. He never shirks it. He's not got the quality of a Haaland or a Salah. We know that, but I think it's got enough quality to be able to do a job as a backup. I would still go and buy a striker in the window, but I think there's still value to keep in Nketiah. So overall, a performance that I think was expected, but I think Eddie Nketiah, because there will be games where we blast him. Let's have it right. There will be games where he should do more and doesn't deliver. So when he does deliver, let's give him credit.
Yeah, James, you watched it. Go on.
Yeah, so not to go into it all, Tesh, but I've thought a lot about yesterday, and on the full-time show, we were getting some criticism for not kind of being as celebratory and excitable about both the win and Eddie Nketiah's performance. Now, let me just say that I think, watching it back, sort of, hearing the things we were saying, yeah, I mean, we just won 5-0 on a Saturday, Premier League football. Like, sure, maybe I could have cracked more of a smile. I hear that. I think the thing I find difficult at the Eddie discourse is the fan base are so one way or another way. And I kind of hate saying that, because everyone is their own individual person with their own feelings. There'll be some people watching it going, well, that doesn't apply to me, and stop, saying these blanket statements. But I remember when Eddie came on against Everton at Goodison Park a few years ago, and he missed that header. It would have put us 2-1 up. He missed a big header. And he got slated for it. He's not good enough. This is why he shouldn't be a part of the squad. Get rid of him. And everyone ignored that he actually put it on a plate for two players, was doing really well on the left wing, and made things happen in that game. And I was there saying, you're all going in on him, but he actually did well. And now we're on the other side, where he scored a hat-trick, and everyone's kind of onto us for maybe not having this incredible opinion of Eddie Nketiah because of the hat-trick. Eddie scored 3 great goals. They were really good goals. They weren't just tap-ins. I think he's got one of the best goal-scoring instincts of any player at the club. Like, he knows where the ball's going to be. He gets himself in these positions. Look at the goal against Fulham that put us 2-1 up from that Vieira cross. It's a great cross, but the run's fantastic. Like, he knows how to get himself into goal-scoring positions. Part of the frustration of him missing chances is that he's actually got into those goal-scoring positions. But I find that we can say that was brilliant, Eddie. Well done. What a great hat trick. And I've always preached what an ultimate professional he is, what an incredibly hardworking player he is, and that it is just incredible what he's doing as an academy player that's made it at Arsenal and all that. Round of applause. It's all brilliant. But I think it's still fair for me to say that I think Trossard's better and a better option for this team, and should probably start against Newcastle. Now, maybe this isn't the time for that discussion. But I just find it interesting how the opinions on certain players, those who are kind of in the team, but sometimes out of it, but they swing so drastically. And Eddie did great. I'm really, really happy for him. Does it change my opinion of him as a player massively? No. But I'm over the moon for him. And I'm over the moon for Arsenal more than anything. All this is about is Arsenal being brilliant. And they were in that game, and he was too. And I hope he continues to do that. I really do.
I'm not one of these people that kind of really buys into the whole, he gets the club, whether it's a manager or a player. I think that phrase is kind of overused. This player, he gets the club, he knows the club. That doesn't really mean anything most of the time. It's just something people just say because it makes them feel good. But I do think there's something to be said about having some players around the club, like Nketiah, who have come through the club and are desperate to succeed at the club. I think you need a couple of those players that want to be there, and what they may lack in quality, they will always give you in endeavour and grit and passion for the badge. Now, in a title race, that doesn't translate to points necessarily, but I think it can. I think it actually. I think it can. So what he may lack in quality, we may well sign Ivan Toney, who is an upgrade on Nketiah. Let's have it right. He is. I think there's value in having someone like Nketiah as part of a squad that when he crosses that white line, he will always give 100%. We've had strikers in the past that are better than Nketiah that we can't say that applies to them. There's certain players that have chucked it in and have just played at 60%, 70%. So although I think the quality, it comes down to winning a title, and you've got to be brutal, and there's a quality that's needed. I do think, and this is why I was thinking about this long and hard when we sold Balogun and kept Nketiah, and I thought Balogun might be slightly the better striker. It's arguable, but what he's not is someone that I think will do his best. If we win a Premier League title, it will mean more to Nketiah than it will to Balogun, in my opinion. It just will, and I think they're trying to get that title, I think, counts for something. I also think, finally as well, Nketiah is a striker. I just listened to Tony Cascarino on the radio this morning, and he made an interesting point about Nketiah maybe being a victim of being a one-man striker in a team that plays one man up top, i.e. if he was part of a partnership, he would bang so many more goals. Now, that's a bit of a kind of like a moot point because we don't play two up top. But that doesn't take away from the point that he's a very, very good finisher to a certain level. And I think if he had a partner to play off, I think you would see more goals from Nketiah. It's just unfortunate that we don't play. We play with wide men that cut in and do all that sort of thing, which limits his chances. But I think we should give him his flowers for this game, if only for this game.
Do you know what? I agree, and you should give him his credit for it. And do you know what? You make a great point there, James, when you just turn around and say he's got a hat-trick, and that ain't changed my opinion. And it's the same with me, because I don't know if you remember it, Kai Havertz put him through, and he weren't ruthless enough, you know what I mean? A top striker gets put through and bangs it. It ended up going for a corner. And that's just when you just a little bit of, well, he's not quite got what it takes. But don't, take away from the fact that he scored 3 goals. But, he should have had 4 or 5. Could have had 4 or 5 at the end of the day. But I just think that, yeah, I'm with you on that, James. Even though he's got the hat-trick, I'm still not ever going to be convinced that Eddie's going to be a great fit. And just one thing that I've got to say to this, because I was going home and a fella came up to me and said, do you know what? Eddie's in a better position than what Ian Wright was at his age. So and he went, I'm not comparing him with Ian Wright. So I said, well, what are you saying then? So he says, well, at 24.
Ian Wright, I don't know.
No, but it was a great point.
You had a couple to drink, or what's going on?
No, it was a great point. He said, he goes, when Ian Wright was 20, 21, 22, he wasn't even a professional footballer. So what he was trying to say to me was that, Eddie can improve. Eddie can still get better and better. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? Okay, I hear what you're saying. And I think that Eddie has got better from a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? He has improved. So, he could well improve even more and surprise a few people. But I hear what he was saying. It's a good point. You know what I mean? Like, Ian Wright didn't come to Arsenal until he was 27. You know what I mean? Like, and I think like at Crystal Palace, he was very, very raw. Listen, I'm not saying he's ever going to beat Ian Wright. And this bloke wasn't saying it. But the point was that, there's still a long I don't know how old Eddie is, you know what I mean? We won't ask Jordan this because he'd probably say he's about 33.
24,
I don't know how old he's 23, 24?
24. Yeah,
I think
he's still got some learning to do and all that, so.
And that's the point, Lee. So, sorry, I know we were talking for ages on this and you're not actually coming on this Turkish, but just on that point.
Yeah, don't worry about that. People have had enough of it. My opinions ain't changed, so.
Look, you just said, I don't know if it was a slip or whatever, Lee, but you just said, like, just because of the performance, your opinion's never going to change. But then you said that he can improve. So I agree he can improve. But this is the point I think people are missing, because a lot of the criticism is like, stop hating on a man who's trying to make it and is improving and is trying his best. And I'm like, look, like that's all great. And if he is the right guy in 3-4 years' time, that's fantastic. Because he's only 24, he might peak at 27, 28. Hell, Giroud seemed to peak at 33. So, like, that's all good. But I'm also thinking about this season right now and Newcastle coming next week. And that's all. And he deserves immense credit, Eddie, because I think he is improving. His all-round game is improving. And you know, like he's been in the 11s for like the North London derby, and he started the Man City game. People weren't sure, and I think you point to things like his work rate and the fact he can nick a goal. What I loved about this game against Sheffield United was he showed real quality in those goals. It wasn't just kind of all right place, right time. The touch that was described as Bergkamp-esque. Sorry, Jordan. I get what you're saying. You know, the second and third goal, they all had quality. And that's the biggest compliment, is that this wasn't just some tap-in job. This was him scoring 3 really, really great goals. And in an 11 where Kivior, Havertz, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah all came in and had to prove a point, I think Kivior was second, but Nketiah, absolutely of everyone, stood out. And I'm really, really happy for him. Let's just not go so far one way, because the minute he doesn't perform, I know what the comment section and I know what everyone's going to be saying, and then you're dragging them back the other way. Do you get what I mean? Do you not find that these discussions so volatile?
Everyone
he is what he is. Sorry.
But the fans' discussion around it kind of is so volatile. And I'm so confused that people don't recognise this a lot of the time.
You Turkish, you must be pleased that he scored the goal. I know you're not a lover of him.
Of course I am.
But like, you must be pleased because he's a likable sort of a guy, isn't he? I know what.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. Isn't it? You know what, people online that listen to us at times, or listen to people's opinions at times, they tend to use the word agenda, which implies that it's personal. There's nothing personal between me and Eddie. I don't know the man. There was nothing personal with me and Xhaka or me and Ozil. Over the years, I've been critical of many players, Mustafi, Bellerin, many players. It's just an opinion based off of what I see on the pitch. That is it, week in, week out. Maybe some of it might be based on character, like when Bellerin said, Sanchez wanted to win too much. That's not something I want to hear. And that clearly implies a character trait or something, wrong with him in terms of a winning mentality. But more often than not, anything I say about any player is just on the pitch. So if we're talking about on the pitch against Sheffield United, Eddie Nketiah deserves a round of applause. He deserves to start the next game. And by the next game, I mean Newcastle. I know James said Trossard for that one. And we will get into that discussion later on this week after the West Ham Carabao Cup game. But for me, it would be him to start, because I feel like if you score a hat-trick, that's you. You need to ride that wave, and the manager needs to allow you to ride that wave. Now, do I have confidence that he rides that wave for the rest of the season? No, because the evidence suggests otherwise. He came in January, he kicked on, he scored 4 goals in January. He didn't score again. He was replaced by Trossard. Didn't start another game. But we're here now. I'm not looking back. I'm looking forward. Instead of him continuing the 5 goals in the last 30 games, I want him to start 3 goals in the last game and kick on from there. Forget history now, because there's no transfer window open at the moment. And in all honesty, Jesus is injured again. So it's another opportunity for Eddie again to stake a claim for it. And Eddie, who signed a new contract, has been given chances, seeing himself drop for Trossard, seeing Havertz in front of him as well. This has to be last chance saloon, because as much as Jordan might talk about, he might be good for the squad, that's all nonsense to me. I haven't seen nothing to indicate how good he might be for the squad, if I'm honest. I just feel like if he doesn't kick on from here, then I'm sorry. It might sound harsh right now after a hat-trick, but if he doesn't kick on from here, then I've been one of the ones shouting about a new striker for, even when we signed Jesus, to have another option, a plan B option. That hasn't changed because of a hat-trick. But James put it perfectly. A hat-trick for Eddie means a win for Arsenal. And that's all I'm here for. I want Arsenal to win. Full stop.
I think the gap between...
And I don't get in a... I really like players, and Martinelli's my favorite player. Saliba, I love him. Saka, Ben White, even. I like a lot of players, but the reality is, until these players win something, I haven't built that. I don't know why people are on a defense league thing all the time with some players, when the reality is, what is this? Is this why are people connected so much to the player individually than the club itself and what's best for the club itself? That's where debates really come into it. Because when you're discussing individuals, the bias tends to take control in the comment section or the live chat section. Sorry,
no. You just said that you're still in favor of an upgrade on our second striker. I'm in favor of an upgrade on our first striker, personally. I don't think, in terms of, you're talking about goals and finishing, but I don't think there's a big difference between Jesus and Nketiah.
Okay, what I mean by that, Jordan, let's just say let's just say Osimhen comes in, yeah.
Mm,
Do you want the two strikers going into 24-25 season to be Osimhen and Jesus, or Osimhen and Eddie Nketiah?
No, Osimhen and Jesus.
So you
Osimhen,
want to
yeah.
upgrade Nketiah, really? That is really what it is. You upgrade Nketiah by upgrading on Jesus, who upgrades the options you have.
Sure, I guess, but I guess the kind of maybe it's semantics, but the framing of it is I'd like to upgrade on Jesus, and by consequence, that means Nketiah you might have to bounce, sort of thing. So yeah, I think we're making the kind of same point here, but I think the way for Nketiah to score goals is more so the first goal he scored, be in and around the box. The difference between him and Jesus is Jesus does a lot of fantastic work outside the box, which contributes to Martinelli and Saka scoring goals. Nketiah ain't that guy. I think Nketiah's best chance of scoring 10, 15 goals this season is being that guy there looking for tap-ins. Tap-in merchant, any spills from the keeper, you're there, just being a presence in the box. That, for me, is where I think you'll have most of his joy. That build-up guy, that ain't you. That's not your game, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But you did mention earlier you want to talk about Jesus. I was going to move into squad rotation next, but now you mentioned Jesus. What was you gonna?
Sorry, I meant to actually say Smith Rowe and Nketiah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, go on, James.
Well, it was interesting that other players came in. I mean, Arteta rotated the way he did and got a 5-0 win. Like that, you said it so well, Jordan. This was the perfect day. Clean sheet, 5 goals, so the goal difference was made up. Minutes to players that needed it, so we were able to rotate. We got the job done. Got to enjoy the rest of our weekend. Very efficient. It was great.
Odegaard got a rest. Saka got to captain the team. Yeah,
loads. I thought Kivior was quietly brilliant.
Kivior was good. Yeah,
not that he had a lot to do. I will say, everyone always thinks that because I'm saying this, I'm taking away from Eddie or Arteta or the performance. I thought Sheffield United were the worst team we've played in the Premier League at the Emirates for a long, long time. Now, before people, Sheffield United fans, who I don't know why they'd be watching this, but if they are, listen.
Welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for.
Okay, you're nicer to them than our fans.
What I was going to say is they earn their right to be in the Premier League. You know, some people do this thing like relegate them now. They're rubbish, right? They earn their right to be in the Premier League, and they worked Man City, Man United, and Tottenham really hard for their wins. And credit, like they're a spirited side, and they had a lot of injuries, and the injuries play a part. But they were really poor. Like, let's also say that. Like it was very light work for Arsenal. I said we didn't get out of second gear, and you don't normally win games 5-0 by not coming out of second gear. But it's so funny because we talked about things like fluidity and all that. I didn't think Arsenal looked massively fluid in this game. You know, it wasn't chance after chance, rondos and underlaps and overlaps and cutbacks and forcing saves out of the keeper. It was just very effective and efficient. It was like, what's the minimal effort we can put into this game to come out with the perfect result? And that's kind of what we got. And I kind of think credit because have you ever watched a Man City game? They win 5-1 or 5-0 and you go, they weren't that great. Like, it's actually quite nice that we were that for once.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that game was.
See that today, James.
Yeah, they just won 3-0. It wasn't that great.
See that today.
I thought they did play some scintillating football at times in and around the box. Second half. But like exactly that first half is comparable. Like you felt like they could have had a few more goals, but did they really look, lung busting, tiki-taka, intense 90 minutes of football? Not really. So it's quite nice that we were able to show that level, especially with the rotated team.
100%. Jordan, back to you. Emil Smith Rowe. You might as well kick us off with what you wanted to mention.
Yeah, man.
Surprise start for him.
I just thought it was a surprise start, and I was glad that he got it. And as James alluded to earlier on, you kind of hope that those guys that get an opportunity grab it. And I think it's fair to assume he'll play on whenever the game in midweek in the Carabao Cup is as well. He didn't grab his chance. He wasn't good. I know we got an assist, but it wasn't really an assist. If you get what I mean.
Bad. No?
He wasn't bad. He was a 5-6 out of 10.
You know what? Sorry to cut you, John, but you know what helps his cause? No one's really grabbed that spot yet, and I think Vieira's probably closest to it because of some performances this season.
I think that makes it worse. Doesn't that make it worse though? The fact that no one's grabbed that shirt. If you could say to Smith Rowe, "I'm going to give you 90 minutes or 80 minutes. you could pick the game. It's going to be at home on 3 o'clock. What game would he have probably picked? Probably Sheffield United at home, right? Yeah, cool. You can play in the 8 role. I'm auditioning for that role. I'm not putting you in the 8 against City, not against Chelsea, not against Sheffield United. He'd probably pick that fixture. And I just don't think James is right. He wasn't bad. He wasn't giving the ball away and he got sent off. It wasn't bad. But I just thought to myself, come on, bro. There's a slot opening for you. You got to grab that game and be the guy that we're talking about afterwards. The way we're chatting about Eddie and Nketiah, that's how we should be talking about Emile Smith-Rowe. 2 assists, 1 goal, ran the game. And I just feel it's not the final chance for him, but I just felt that it's an opportunity missed. And a friend of mine at work today made the interesting point about fitness. He said that 8 role, you've got to be really, really fit. And we've spoken before because Xhaka lost a lot of weight the last couple of years. He was at Arsenal. He really trimmed down. And I just wonder if Mikel Arteta wants his 8 to be slight, but be able to get up and down for 80 minutes, for 85, 90 minutes. And I just wonder, we know that he's had some fitness issues in the past, if that is contributing to why he at the moment isn't the standout candidate for that position, when in my opinion, he should be.
Yeah, I agree with you, but you've also got to get a base fitness, and how you get base fitness is by playing games. I think that was a good starter for him to play, and I think Mikel's been quite clever giving him that game. That should mean that when it comes into the West Ham game, I'm pretty sure he's playing that one as well. He should be a little bit better, a bit more legs in him and all that. It's a different game. I don't care what anybody says. It's a different game starting to coming on in the last 20 minutes when it's opening up and things like that. You have to do a little bit. That first 45 minutes was a lot harder, say, than the second half, wasn't it? But the reason is because it's a lot tighter, a lot compact, and they're working very, very hard. 20 minutes, 25 minutes from the end, when Vieira comes on, the game's opened up, their heads have gone a little bit, making a few changes, you can look a little bit better. So I don't really judge it on that thing there. I think the good thing about it for him is that he's got himself, 75 minutes under his belt in a competitive Premier League game. What he's got to do now, Jordan, is, and I'm making right now, is now make an impact in this next game. He's really got, because I don't think he's going to get too many opportunities to play 3 or 4 games on the spin, so this is the opportunity to do it. I don't think, if I'll be really honest, if he scores a hat-trick and plays and gets 2 assists against West Ham, that he's going to be in the starting lineup for the Newcastle game. So he needs to have a really good performance to start putting it in his mind. I think he'd have liked to have played a little bit better. I think we'd have all liked him to have played a little bit better. But, I don't think you can expect miracles. When was the last time we started a Premier League game? Because I can't remember.
No, it was the most surprising. Havertz starting this game isn't that surprising.
He had to start it, James.
Yeah, and Nketiah not started this game isn't that surprising. Even Nketiah had a run at left back, has started already a game this season, ended last season the team. So Smith-Rowe was the big one. That was a real vote of confidence from Mikel Arteta, because it wasn't wholesale changes. Martinelli, Saka kept their places, White, Saliba, the keeper, all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if, we've all played football, whatever level it is, right? We've all played a game of football where it's slightly above the level you're used to. I don't know. For me, it was at uni, right? Suddenly I was playing with these guys and some of them were academy level players. And I don't know about you, my first thought was always, let me just do the basics right, because I need to and I know people might be thinking, James, really? You're talking about this when you're talking about professional footballers. But I do believe it's somewhat comparable, where your mindset when you're playing that level above what you're used to is, let me just get through this. And I think there was something about Smith-Rowe's game that was, let me just get the basics right. Work hard, give the ball when I get it, 1-2s. There were some nice touches at times or whatever, but I don't think he even maybe particularly wanted to try anything too extravagant, because if he gets it wrong, maybe the manager gets on his back, he gave away the ball, maybe then he starts to sort of feel like he's a bit off the pace or whatever. And it's just about do the basics and get through. And he did that. And I hope that when he plays in midweek, he builds on that a little bit more. I thought in the Carabao Cup game against Brentford, he looked really good, actually. I thought he did some really nice things in that Carabao Cup tie a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully that's what it is. Hopefully it wasn't he's actually not at the level, and it was just I played somewhat with the handbrake on, but I can understand that to a degree. I can sympathise.
Yeah, I mean, there was a chance in the first half that he probably should have at least got on target, if not buried. But aside from that, I think James is right. He tried
Oh,
to
the
do the
slip.
basics. Yeah, the
Yeah,
slip,
you're right. Yeah.
which was unfortunate. Listen, Smith Rowe, we've seen him bury those first time before. That's been probably the best thing about him early on in his career. But it probably doesn't help. It probably doesn't help starting next to number 10 like Havertz either in that number 8 position for the first time. It's a bit stiff. Like, if I'm honest with you, I'm not trying to make excuses because I don't think Emil Smith Rowe took his chance either. But I'm just thinking, Havertz ain't exactly the most free flowing 10 in the game, is he? And you'd probably want a better partner than him. But it is what it is. I think Emil Smith Rowe done a bit better than Havertz. Not a lot in it, if I'm honest, but he done a bit better.
I think you're right, Havertz. He just done what James was saying. He just done the basics. He just, never done anything out of the ordinary, did he? Just won his tackles when he had to, played the ball simple when he had to. He didn't do nothing at all, really, that I would turn around and go, well, that's a player that needs to impress. I was disappointed that he didn't do that.
Yeah. See, and so my feeling on Havertz is different. My feeling is, hold on, you have been getting Premier League minutes. You have been starting. You've had some impacts off the bench against City up front and the Community Shield and whatnot. So I did need to see a level up. This was against City.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah,
I was disappointed. I wouldn't say I was disappointed,
because I didn't have a whole heap of hope that we were going to suddenly see this explosion from Kai Havertz, but I was hoping we'd see a little bit more penetrative passes, a drive, a through ball here and there, or something that was like, okay, you're impacting the final third here. We didn't really see that, but again, did he do the basics? There were some nice 1-2s.
Yeah, he just done the basics well. We did, yeah.
Worked fairly hard, and that was good enough for this game.
I was disappointed. I'm going to be really honest. I wanted Kai Havertz to have an outstanding game. I really wanted it. I'm even saying that, should he take the penalty so the song gets more, sensible. But
I don't even hear that song again. How about that?
I just get more sensible.
I just think he just done okay. You know what I mean? I feel like. How can I say this? If you'd have brought an academy player to play that game and he'd done that, you go, yeah, that was good. Just doing the basics.
I'd say he's not ready yet, even if it's academy player. Look at him play; he's not quite ready.
I'm not being on. It wasn't enough for me against Sheffield United. He needed to really step up and perform. Towards nearly scored at the end when we was dominating. But I just felt he done okay. He done okay, and okay isn't good enough in a game like that for me. I want to see more from him, and I'm desperate to see more from him. The only time I jumped off of my seat was when I thought he scored, because I really desperately want him to do well. But I'm now getting a bit, not panicking, but I am starting to worry. Well, when are you going to get good, if at all?
Don't hold your breath.
Should we try rattle off some more positives? I feel like this is going to be one of those where people go, "Oh, you lot, it was so negative. We won 5."
No, just saying that it's positive.
No, but that's the thing. Like, we're just stating what we think are reasonable opinions, and some are facts. But people, maybe want a little bit more of a celebration around this win. I agree with Jordan. Listen, I've got, at the time of recording, it's Sunday night, and I've got Tactical Insight to do with Graham. He's sending me a whole heap of messages. I've got no idea what about. Because I don't know how we're going to break that game down. By the way, Graham, it will be a brilliant show, and I look forward to it tomorrow. I've got no doubt. Tune into Tactical Insight because it will be a fantastic analysis. But what I'm saying is, I don't know what I can bring to this one, because we just went through the motions in second gear and we won very comfortably. But if I am to throw some positives out there, Martinelli looks bright, take on his fullback, love to see it. Kivior coming in, keeping moving, fantastic.
Right.
Where you put him, what he does. William Saliba, I know Sheffield United threw nothing at us, so it's kind of weird to praise the centre backs, but Saliba was like everything he did was just like a level above. I thought David Raya's distribution, finally I was seeing this distribution I was talking about. Do you not agree?
Should we go for everyone?
No, there were a few. No, he
done well. He done well, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But there were his 6
touches in the game were amazing.
Lee Ramsdale down there.
But it's not so much the distribution. It was the way he dealt with a set piece, caught the ball, and then Martinelli was off and he found him. I'm like,
he done
that's
well.
where distribution comes in. I don't need to know that a goalkeeper is able to, off a dead ball, lump it into a big crowd of people who are going to get the flick on, and then we're going to praise Kai Havertz for his aerial ability. And like that's a part of the game. But for me, it's can you back our backs against the wall, get us from one end of the pitch to the other on the counter. And he showed that. And I love that from David Raya. And like I said, Mikel Arteta, subs I thought was spot on, giving out minutes to El Neni.
Trossard was outstanding when he came on.
Trossard was brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Came on. That's why he's got to play more centrals. He's not got Martinelli's burst. So I'd rather get those quick feet in central areas, but then the whole Eddie debate comes up. But then Arteta, I thought, again, the subs were spot on, giving the minutes to El Neni, who I thought that was right, getting the right players off, giving Havertz the 90, although he didn't do too much with it. I thought it was right to give him the full 90. Saka wearing the armband was great to see. He's the guy who came in when we were in the mud, him and Smith Rowe, but Saka, carried this team and now he's leading it and leading, team talks and stuff at the Emirates. That's amazing to see. And so, like Jordan said, I couldn't put it better. It was just the perfect day. And I really think it should have been. That's the only thing I'll say. It should have been, but really well done for delivering it.
And the other thing is, that's what good teams do. That's what good teams do. They make it. You just tick that game off. It's never ever going to be in your memory bank in years to come. Or do you remember that Sheffield United 5-0? But a couple of years ago when we got a 5-0, we're going, well, hey, it was fantastic. But now, well, that's what we expect because that's the level of performances are going up and up and up. So for me, yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think there is any negatives to look at. It's just like nitpicking, don't we? Really, you just want to see a little bit better from certain people.
But they are the main talking points as well. Like for anyone who's like, just focus on the negatives. The main talking points are Smith Rowe got his first starting age. Just how did he do? Eddie scored a hat trick. So what does that mean for him? And Havertz played a full 90, 65 million pound player in a new position. He hasn't played the Odegaard role. Those are the main talking points, other than the 5 goals we scored.
And listen, we've talked about it for 42 minutes. I think it's been pretty fair in terms of Eddie and Nketiah, the praise, and then talking about the squad rotation. I do want to take the squad rotation talk into the next topic, which is West Ham Carabao Cup. Before we do that, have we hit 1,000 likes, people? Scroll down, have a little check. If we haven't, and you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button now. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Like James said, Tactical's out real soon, and it's a banger, apparently. So I'll take his word on that one. I'll take
even James couldn't sell it.
No,
he started laughing.
Graham's going to kill me. I mean, I'm reading the messages now, and there's loads of great stuff here, but I don't know how he's done it. Fair play to him.
He's a genius. That's why.
He is a genius. No, listen, he is a genius. I'm not even saying that sarcastically.
No. I'm telling you that he's very, very, very unbelievable. I echo it again. He's never played football. He's incredible.
He did his coaching badges, but I came away from that match thinking, what on earth do I break down?
Yeah, no, he knows his stuff.
There you go. There's the ingredient to Tactical Insights success. It's great,
Graham.
James. But we move. Carabao Cup. Wednesday night.
Anybody can present Turkish. Even you do it well.
Yes. Next time I'm not here, James, make sure Lee hosts the show.
Look, listen, I know it's not easy. Don't get me wrong.
Turkish is coming from a guy who's got his own channel called Lee Judges TV, and he gets Dan Potts to host. Dan's brilliant. I'm just saying, Lee's
a fraud. Lee's a fraud.
You mind?
I'm a fraud.
He's a fraud.
It's all right. No worries. It's nothing.
I'm a genius.
Self-proclaimed. All right, let's move. West Ham Carabao Cup squad rotation. I'm going to go through each individual, not position, but each individual section. And I'm going to start with goalkeeper. Ramsdale to start, everyone?
No. Hines. Ramsdale, he's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if old Mikel does that and puts him in there. He ain't having no games, Aaron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Aaron.
I'll start Ramsdale, yeah.
He has to. Unless Lee's heard something through the grapevine that indicates otherwise, and if Ramsdale doesn't start, then on the next show we will be asking lead judges what's going on behind the scenes. But
I think he'll leave. I think he'll leave in January. There's a Euros coming.
We'll see. He doesn't start for England anyway. People are saying that like, he starts for England, but he doesn't start for England.
But he wants to start for England.
Yeah, but Gareth Southgate never between now and Euro.
He's not starting.
Gareth Southgate is definitely the manager there, and we've seen Gareth Southgate continue playing Maguire.
You're right.
Any minutes. He doesn't. He doesn't. There's no chance for Ramsdale to be starting.
What happens if he picks up an injury? And also, and the other thing is, I watched that Pope yesterday. McAfee, he's been out of the squad the last few games, but was very impressive for Newcastle yesterday. Made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, he's in with a shot as well. He's been quality for the last 18 months.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in the England squad in November, and then that will make the decision in January.
Well, we'll see. Let's not get into this debate right now because I'm sure it's going to be a debate we're going to have in the future. Defense. Back four, who are we going with? Right back.
Ben White.
Tommy.
Ben White.
Cedric.
Actually, can I change my mind? So Ben White was always going to start for me, but I was going to have him centre back. But I've changed my mind because in the Brentford game, Tommy started centre back and White stayed at right back. Yeah. So Ben White again.
Ben White, don't know international football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going Cedric, man. We can't afford any defensive injuries to any of our fullbacks, so I'm trying to protect them as much as possible. Cedric's our fullback, but he ain't one of the ones I'm talking about. Left back.
Zinny.
Tommy.
Zinny.
Actually, no, Kivior.
Kivior. Okay. Centre back pairing, Jordan.
Kivior, Gabriel.
Lee.
Kivior and Tomiyasu.
James.
Is he French now? Kivier. Is he?
No one really knows that guy's name.
Kivier.
Yeah.
Once a show.
Tomiyasu and Caveat.
Who's Caveat? Havertz.
Caveat. That's a good one. Caveat.
Any big word that sounds remotely like we talk about memorizing and mesmerizing.
Get into that time of the show.
Oh shit.
James, it's your fucking turn to do the centre back pairing, mate.
Tomiyasu and Gabriel.
Tomiyasu is important to us, man. I can't even lie. But so's Saliba and so's Gabriel. Kivior starts for me, and I don't even know who to put next to him, really, if I'm honest.
You don't care, do you? Don't give a damn.
Because the other one next to him is an important player for us, and we need all our important players against Newcastle. Ben White, Tomiyasu, Saliba, and Gabriel. We have no other options but them for the last position. So chuck anyone in there, whatever. I don't care. Midfield, midfield free. James, let's go the other way this time.
I keep changing my mind. All three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jorginho, Havertz, Odegaard.
Wow. That might be the slowest midfield I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do I look happy about it, Jordan?
Oh, wow.
Lee?
Jorginho, Havertz, Smith Rowe.
Jorginho, Havertz, Smith Rowe. Jordan?
El Nene, Smith Rowe, Havertz.
El Nene, Smith Rowe, Vieira. We've actually all gone for a different three.
I forgot about Vieira.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vieira.
shit, so did I.
Vieira, Smith Rowe.
I forgot about Smith Rowe as well.
West Ham are going to be up for it. I think you need someone like a dog or Nene, just like chasing, just harrying stuff down, making sure that they know that we're there to kind of counter their energy.
You're right.
Depends how strong West Ham go, because they may not. They're in Europe. Do you know what I mean? They've had a good start to the Premier League. They may not go for it. They didn't look good. They didn't look good. But I think they're going to put a strong team out.
Is this the team we want to see? We want to see, or think we'll see?
Want to see.
I've actually changed my whole 11, so we may as well just carry on. Now you're right about the slowness in midfield, and actually Vieira and Smith Rowe should be in there. Did you say Vieira? Someone says Vieira, Smith Rowe on any?
Yeah, me.
I'd actually like that, to be honest. I'd like that.
Yeah, I forgot about Vieira, so I'll put in Vieira instead of Havertz.
Okay. Front three. This is where I'll start with this one. This is where Havertz goes up top. I think keep Eddie out, saving for Newcastle off the back of the hat trick. So Havertz up top, Trossard on the left, Reece Nelson on the right.
Eddie up top, Nelson, Trossard. I think Eddie got to keep him going, keep him scoring.
Yeah, same for me.
Same three.
Yeah,
James.
Why do I have this urge to play Saka?
You're in a Mikel.
My inner Mikel.
He'll be on the bench.
I wouldn't be pissed off if Saka started. Seriously.
I really want to get through this round.
Yeah, so do I.
City are out of it, and I believe we're the best team left in it. And I know Liverpool's still there, and you never know. Luck of the draw. Listen, we have two Premier League teams away from home in this draw and run in, but like, I want silverware, man. I want this group of players to start having, to start lifting their arms, and the Community Shield, if you want to count on that. Like, I want that. I know the Carabao Cup isn't what everyone wants. It's what everyone's dreaming of, and I understand. But it's silverware. It's a competition, and they all count. And I want us to go through. So I would go Saka on the right, Nelson on the left, Trossard up top. But like I would, whatever the score, I'd get Saka off after an hour. Like, yeah, but
I wouldn't start Saka, but I wouldn't be annoyed if he did start. If Saka started that game, I'd have no issue with that at all.
I'd have them all on the bench, all the big guns on the bench.
Yeah, I think especially with the turnaround to Newcastle only being 2 days in between, I believe Wednesday night, West Ham, Saturday afternoon/evening. Yeah, I've gone for a heavily rotated side. Literally every single.
Yeah, I think you got to rotate. Don't forget Newcastle also playing Wednesday. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. They are the home team against us, though.
We often also get complaints that we are always complaining about the starting 11 when it comes out. I mean, I think judging by this show, I think the only person, maybe Turkish, if you saw a full strength team, you'd be rightly pissed off because you quite clearly want rotation. But from my perspective, I don't really think there's anything Arteta can do that will make me go. Either he goes really strong and I go, fair play, I love that you're taking it seriously, or he rotates, but I will totally understand why he's rotated. Yeah.
So the only first teamer for me that I vehemently do not want to see involved in midweek whenever it is Saliba. He's the only player that I don't want to see at all. If I saw Saka, I'd be okay with that. If I saw Odegaard, I'd be okay with that. If I saw any other player, Saliba's the only one that I definitely wouldn't play him.
I agree, because there's no depth to him. If White gets injured, Tomiyasu can come in, vice versa, Gabriel, and I know that people can come in for Saliba, but not
the drop off is big.
No, drop off too much. I don't want to see Declan Rice either, and also
forgot about Declan Rice. Yeah.
If Odegaard's coming in like last 20 minutes, that wouldn't be a bad thing for me. Like last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Odegaard. The thing with Rice is I quite like the West Ham narrative, but also he's a machine. Like if anyone can do it, it's him. But I know what you mean. Let's not tempt fate and all that.
Newcastle's a massive game for us. Massive game. Massive.
Massive game is West Ham. That's the massive game, yeah, Lee. All right, I'm telling you, the massive game is West Ham in the cup. That's the massive game. Worry about Newcastle on Sunday or Saturday, wherever it is.
Rotation. You know what I mean? You only get the highlights anyway, so you don't see him working hard.
I was going to say, take his word for it. He was at the parade, isn't it, a few months ago?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. You're going to see him with one of those half and half, and a sign that just says, "I just hope both teams win."
I might tweet that picture on the weekend. Actually, the parade. I might tweet that.
Should we get predictions in, or
Yeah,
do it.
why not?
let me bring the table up. No change on the table. So for the audio listeners, I'm going to read it out now. For the people watching on YouTube, you can see it on the screen. 15 games have been played, 15 predictions made. James, top, 11 points, 1 correct score. Jordan and Lee are tied second, third, 1 correct score each, 10 points apiece. And I am in fourth, 2 correct scores, 9 points. That's how it's looking at the moment. 2 points separate bottom from top. And we move. Prediction, James.
Just like to say, Lee has been deducted 2 points and Turkish 3 points.
Yeah, thank you for the disclaimer. And on that note,
I mean, that's like saying, hang on. That's like saying, oh yeah, and I've been to prison for 10 years. That's not a good thing. There's a reason why you've been to prison for 10 years. There's a reason why you've been deducted points. That's not a good thing.
What do you mean?
Adding that in,
the reason, though, if I come out of prison after 10 years and you put
Daughter's birthday was my reason.
No,
I don't feel like I should deserve 10 years in prison for that.
No. But if I don't see you for 10 years and I see you 10 years later and you're like, oh, well, you've been Turkish. Oh, I've been in the Nick for 10 years. I'm not going to go, oh, I'll be like, oh, you did something that was worthy of 10 years to be in prison for. That's not a good thing. You're telling me you've been away for 10 years. So you put in caveats, oh, deducted 2 points. That's for a reason.
It's a table. If this was a table of my bank balance and I was in the jail for 10 years and I came out and I'm fourth because of my bank balance, I'd be like, I've been in jail 10 years. You lot been fucking grinding out here making money.
No, the point is you've deducted points for it's a punishment. So the punishment is because you've done something wrong.
All right. Well, you don't worry about punishments because you're gonna be doing something wrong soon anyway.
Listen, I'm a good boy. Like
I'm thinking about the right rule that needs to come in for you because you're yet to be deducted a point.
Because I'm a good guy and I play by the rules.
Give me a minute, Jordan, Lee, James. Just give me 1 minute, 60 seconds, please. Let me talk to the people because people.
Here we go.
I've been deducted points. I've been slandered. My reputation has been hung out to dry.
Slandered.
Yeah? Currently bottom of the table. I just want to let everyone know that I still haven't been paid for finishing first last season. Now, enough is enough. Enough is enough. 10 shows in a row since the last time I missed a show and or been late. 10 shows in a row. This is it.
It's a disgrace.
No. Let him finish.
Lee and James are yet to pay. And I am now setting a rule as the host of this show.
He's paid.
Setting a rule. Our next recording is Thursday morning, 8 a.m. That's our next recording. Thursday morning, 8 a.m. If I am not paid by both of you by 7:55 a.m. Thursday,
the point was that
great rule. Great rule.
No way I'm not having that rule.
Great rule.
It's not paying me for winning is worse than me being late. It's
brilliant. I agree.
It brings competition into
listen, boy, you're no show of a turnout. Like I lost my fee. You know what I mean? Right. So there you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I will say because of that, Lee's got a little bit. I understand it. I'm just being petty, but you'll get your money.
Yeah, you will get your money. But like you didn't turn around and say, "I'm sorry." All you got was a sorry, Lee. I will reimburse your fee. Oh no, nothing like that. I mean,
no, didn't get paid that day.
You owe me $4.99.
You see, and even that one. Sorry, Tuckers. Even on that one, I'm the good guy. I paid the money. Even then, you can't get me.
No, hold on. You paid it. But when you realised we hadn't, you went, "Wait, you lot haven't paid."
Fuming.
Like 2 months ago.
I wish I'd done that.
Fuming. Absolutely fuming.
Listen, I'm going to make a confession. If he's here at 8 o'clock on the next show, which is Thursday morning at 8 a.m., I will be.
Jordan's on the phone to Lloyd's Bank. Look, I need to cancel the transaction. Yeah.
Don't think he didn't try. I'll tell you that now, like, you know what I mean?
Can I get a refund?
Also,
No,
it's starting to get a little bit personal, this stuff, because Turkey's tried to run me over the other day. Like, trying to run me over. You know what I mean? It's getting a little bit personal now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's this cheesy grin coming out of the side. Like, sorry about that. Like,
I didn't see you, mate. I didn't see you.
See me like that, I mean.
Go wear something brighter.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Have you guys seen We're the Millers?
I have, yeah.
What's that?
You know that scene when they're all saying, you only got paid this, I'm only getting this, I'm only getting this much, and then the kid goes, you guys are getting paid. Like that was Jordan.
I was fuming.
Look how these lot are laughing about not paying. Yeah. For a bet they've made. Look how they're laughing and they want to talk about me being late. This is the men. I use the term men lightly at this moment in time. Men
it's a disgrace.
that are not sticking to the standards that we have set here on Forever Arsenal. Jordan, thanks for the payment. But if James and Lee don't pay their money by Thursday morning show, you will also be deducted 3 points because I see you three as a team.
What?
So, Jordan,
as I said, I will be. If you turn up on time, 8 o'clock, you will get your money in the afternoon. End of.
What'd you say, James?
So you're telling me, yeah, if Lee's got some Michelle's in the bathroom situation or whatever's going on, doesn't send the money, but I've sent mine.
No, I'm not sending my money until he turns up to that 8 o'clock show. Well, if he does, then I'm paying out the money.
Do you know how to use your banking app?
I've now got the banking app. I've all got it all sorted, but I shall pay you cash on the Thursday if I see it. If not, I'll give me your details and I will send it over on straight after the show if that's the way you want it. But I'm not going to give you my money and then I'm going to be sitting there on a Thursday morning. Turkish is not here. He's not answering his phone. Oh, he's asleep.
On this note,
he clocks back and he's, there's none of the excuses.
You know what? We've already passed on that, but I need to say this because on this note, because I know at some point you might think I don't give a shit. That's why I've been late or I haven't turned up to a show. It's not because I don't give a shit. On Thursday morning, I was meant to wake up and drop my mum to the airport at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. My alarm went off. 9:20 in the morning, I wake up to 14 missed calls. Mum, I haven't spoken to you yet because I know you're going to kill me. But I do know you watch this show. So from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. And I'll
you blew your mother out?
I didn't wake up.
Huh?
I couldn't wake up. I didn't hear my alarm.
Oh, you're scandalous, you are. Like you left your mum in the lurch.
That is pretty bad.
My sister took her. Don't worry, but she's covered. Her back is covered.
Oh, I tell you, you get worse. You do.
It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
Turkish told me this story, and I was either meant to feel better about this situation for Arsenal or laugh. And I didn't either.
You've done that 14 times she's rung you up and you ain't answered.
Yeah, no. Well, 11 was for my mum. 3 was for my sister who had to be woken up to do it in my place. So I also apologize to my sister as well.
I don't actually mind if people
still talking to you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't know how you do it, but you could charm the canaries off a tree, you. I don't know how you do it.
Can I just say,
charm the canaries off a tree.
Can I just say, I don't actually mind if people are late or miss shows, and if there's genuine reasons for that, no problem. There's just got to be consequences. 3 points. So if you're late, it's 3 points. Miss a show, 3 points. That's all. I don't really care if you mess up.
Loads of shows.
Who?
You.
Me? When have I missed a show?
Well, last time everybody said Curtis was the business.
All right. Apart from that one, when have I missed a show?
Did you get 3 points deducted for not turning up that day? No.
Well, it's a new rule now, isn't it? So just from here on in.
Missing means you were meant to and didn't show up, not
you didn't say that, did he?
Exactly, James. Exactly.
Yeah, we'll say it how you mean it then.
I don't want to be on a beach somewhere in July, enjoying my time off. And the group chat goes off. 3 points off, mate. So what? Can you Sorry.
If you're at the top, I guarantee that'll happen.
Enjoy Greece, mate. You're bottom of the table.
You got on holiday. Where was you? We had 6 shows this week.
Not a joke.
minus 19 points.
Because I'm not likely. I'm not likely who will send Michelle to the bathroom and do it in my hotel room.
I love the show.
I'll take the holiday.
I love it.
Oh shit! I'm not even mad. Predictions, James. Kick us off.
I think we'll go through on pens. I think West Ham will want a reaction after a bad week, and we'll go.
They can draw.
Oh well, of course, I forgot that rule. So yeah, a draw in 90. 1-1.
1-1. Jordan.
Yeah, same, but 2-2.
Same.
Yeah, 1-1.
So not the same.
Lee. Same, not 3-3.
Slaves me off for my speech impediment, and he goes and does that. That's the same. 1-1 is a 2-2.
2-2.
I'm going the same. 2-1 to the Arsenal.
2-1. West Ham away. 2-2. I have to make up some points here, but I want to be different. But you lot are trying to pick the scores. 1-1.
Who wins on pens?
Awesome. Why do I get points for that?
No.
I just want clarity. Just clarity. There's no.
I'll give it to you.
Cool. Talking about points deductions, comments of the day. Who's ready?
I can go first if you want.
Oh, look at you, lot. Prim and proper all of a sudden.
Great unit, tactical genius, Mr. 2-star, and the team captain, the judge, jury, and the executioner. What a panel. I thought I'd go for a real positive one today, like, you know what I mean? And that's from Sweet to Candy.
Yeah.
Mr. 2-star isn't the most complimentary of name if you don't have the context of the fact that Fish has 2 stars in this.
I've been called worse. Don't worry.
No, Mr. 2-star, I thought it was all right, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
No, like I said, I understand, but yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a tactical genius. Who's that then?
It must be me.
Yeah. Must be you, Jordan. Yeah. Certainly ain't James. He's the unit.
J Unit.
J Unit. You know, he loves that name. He keeps coming in there and going on the unit.
Something I said.
My one.
Go on.
My one's from Dominicas, and he says, as much as he is a fantastic and technically gifted waffler, I'm not sure Jordan will be able to deliver at the business end of the season. When you need a guy to be composed and make those match analysis, I'm not convinced he is the guy to do that. I'm not saying to replace him, but we can't have those moments at a crucial time.
It's a fair point. Basically, he wants Shiroi in for when it matters, end of the season, the crucial points, the crucial games. He said he wants Shiroi in. That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
I haven't seen Shiroi about lately. What's happened to him? Have you sacked him, Turkish?
Well, fucking the rules have got so stringent now that even I've got to follow them. So I haven't needed to call him in a little while.
I've got a couple. There was one here. We referenced it. Lee memories with me with his presence. That's from Ice Cold H. I like that one. And there was one here. There was a lot of people that were kind of pulling me up on my points about Tomiyasu. Jordan saying Tomiyasu isn't the level to be the left back. He said the same about Gabriel last year, now one of the best left backs in the league. And just to briefly clarify, I understand the confusion. All I was saying was that I like Tomiyasu, and I think he probably could be our fullback, our left back, but I just kind of have concerns about the level of kind of going to a Premier League. So I wasn't slagging him off. People was like, oh, why are you being so negative? I wasn't being negative. I was just saying I rate the guy. I'm just not sure if he's Premier League level winning standard. That was it. That's what I was saying.
That's not often.
That clarifies that, doesn't
it? James.
Yeah, following up on that. The comments from Donald J. Trump 1.
All the way from America.
People saying you can't win a league with Tomiyasu starting left back. Are forgetting we want a league with Lauren at right back. I didn't watch much of that team, so I don't know if that's a fair comparison. But I like the second.
It's not. I saw that. It's a stupid point because Lauren was on top right back. Do you know what I mean? It's like I saw that.
Yeah, fair enough. My thing was the bit after he says. Also, City was Centurions with Delph. And I think it goes back to the debate we're having about strikers and whether you need a 30-goal season striker and whether you need like. I don't think all 11 players in a team have to be perfect at everything. That there are going to be elements of the side that fulfill a very specific function. And I think Liverpool had a lot of players in their team that had a functional importance rather than real quality they added. And I think, City have had that at times as well. So I think, I just wanted to add, I thought it was an interesting comment. Someone's quoted me saying the pitch is very big. The goal is very small. James 2023 with a mind blown emoji. You're welcome. You know what I mean? Yeah, just every week we're here, every week. And then I don't know if John Alas with a comment that I remember this from a few weeks back, but he was sort of saying the comments will say this podcast saved my life, and Jordan will reply, "You're welcome." But I don't think that happened on the last podcast. But I did see on Twitter someone was sending you a lot of love. You even put it in the group. And I'm surprised you didn't them with the "you're welcome," but
no, I didn't because although it was directed to me, I think it was actually meant for for all four of us. So if it's to me, I'll say you're welcome. But that's just my credit. But if it's a group credit, then I'll just leave it as it is.
Well, since you got a couple, and I also had this one screenshot, and I want to get it in because it's a nice one. Andrew says, just a shout for James. It's a tight line to walk between being analytical but not skeptical. To break things down for the masses without coming off condescending. Never been much of a stats or numbers guy, but over the last couple of years, James has given me a new appreciation for a deeper level of context surrounding the game.
Yeah.
He likes. So
that's very sweet. No, I think I replied to that one. If I didn't, that was
one.
Lee feels sick. Lee feels sick. On that note, people. Hour 11 minutes or nearly hour 12 minutes in. We wasn't meant to go over an hour, but here we are. We do enjoy this pod, so hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. Hit the like button, get over 1,000 right now. Make sure you subscribe, put the notification bell on, and love for the love as always, people. We'll be back after the West Ham game and before the big one at St. James Park this Saturday afternoon. We'll be back Thursday, people. Love for the love. We're at peace.